All right, welcome everyone to episode number 27 of Anarchy in
Space.
I
just had to butt in there.
Where they can't hear you scream. I am Nikki P here as always with Eric, the rebel without a cause.
Yeah, totally without one. Yep.
And if you look that up, you won't find him.
Nope, surely won't.
We're here to talk about episode number 4 of season 3 of The Expanse, Reload.
Si, senor.
And what an episode it was.
Quite a lot going on.
I'm going to be honest, from a personal experience, I think we can say that about literally every episode of this season.
Yeah, there's always a lot going on.
It's going to up the ante and it's like, what? What's going on? I'm lost. It's going to be a whole lot of that.
Cue the John Travolta gif of him just looking around, just wondering where somebody went to.
There's a John Travolta gif?
Yeah, from Pulp Fiction, where he's looking around the living room and he kind of like doesn't know where Uma Thurman character went, so he's just kind of looking around.
Wow, I'm not familiar with this.
Yes.
I'm an old guy, you know. I'm not familiar with all these things you hip young people are into. I don't know about Pulp Fictions or John Travolta's. I'm just saying.
Which is funny to hear Nikki P say this, because I am probably a good 5-6 years older than he is.
I'm young in spirit alone. Young in body, maybe. I don't know. So, well, why don't you start leading us through this one, boss?
All right. Well, this one kind of opened up with Drummer, Nikki P's favorite female character on the show.
Oh, she's so badass, sexy,
and she goes and steals the Nauvoo from the Mormons.
Well, stealing is such I don't know. I mean, technically, they already stole it,
right? And
now they're just reclaiming what they stole already. It's kind of like, oh, hey, I'm going to take your purse and then chuck it at somebody else.
Right.
And then when it's just laying there on the ground because everybody ran away, going back and picking it back up. I mean, you could have went and got it yourself, you Mormons, if you were space pirates, but you're not. So, I mean, I'm just going to go back there.
Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and get it. I mean, after all, we made it first, right?
Technically, they did. Yeah. You know, we have been under contract, but, you know, let's see you getting intergalactic law to side with you on this one.
And according to the Tankies, if they mop the floor once, they own it. So.
Oh, boy. Shots fired across the bow.
Already.
Yeah. To me, it's like that's such a big thing in this show. And it's like, God, there's so much that happens in this. Like, it barely even registers on like the level of shit that's about to go down.
Yeah. If you're like keeping score at home as far as net violations go on this show, I mean, just give up. You're not going to be able to tally those points.
Well, you know, everyone justifies things the way they justify them, I think is the more apropos way of putting it. Like, people see the world they want to see, and they will justify their own actions to be the correct actions based on whatever value system they have set up and whoever they're set up to protect, I guess.
Yeah, and this episode is a good illustration of that. So,
whole series is a great illustration of that in a macro scale, but
right.
So let's keep going here. What else we got going on?
All right. So then we have Esteban giving Anna's speech. And Esteban is the Secretary General of the UN. But he revised it a little bit with Aaron Wright's help, what it sounds like, and further justifying destroying Mars before dealing with Venus. And of course, Anna is disgusted by this and is getting ready to walk out on that piece of feces, as she puts it.
So keep asking myself this question. Is Anna hot? Or is she designed, they're supposed to be homely?
You see, that actress has been on several different science fiction type shows. And I've always found her kind of like, you know, a good 6 or 7 on the Clydesdale scale.
I just feel like whatever they're doing her, like, I want to get underneath that outfit. But I feel like maybe the issue is that it's because she's a lesbian.
Is that it?
And it's the whole chasing Amy thing. Yeah. Because I can't have it, you know, I want it. I don't know.
We've all been there, buddy. We've all wanted to turn that one lesbian. You know?
Yeah, she is having a lot to deal with in all of this.
Right.
Aaron Wright's a fucking god. She's not wrong. He is human feces. Like, he is a pile of shit.
Yep.
And it is frustrating watching him continue to get the upper hand in all of this. Like, somehow he's always just one step ahead, it feels like.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to play that Secretary General like a fiddle and get him to march to his tune. So it's... You know, on one hand, it's like, man, this guy shouldn't be able to do this. And then on the other hand, it's like, man, that Secretary General guy has got like 0 spine.
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy, Aaron Wright, managed to turn a plea for peace into a justification for war.
Right.
Like that's some I don't know.
That's some Donald Rumsfeld level shit right there.
Good Lord. Good old Donnie Rum. Wonder if that wouldn't that be a nice brand, Donnie Rum?
Donnie Rum.
That's what Trump needs to do when he's eventually not president anymore. Start Donnie Rum as a company.
Well, I already had the Trump steaks there for a while.
Fuck the Trump sticks. I want Donnie Rum.
Donnie Rum.
And maybe he should just start like a better island, kind of like Jimmy Buffett. And we only serve Donnie Rum here in our pina coladas.
I think you mean Pina Colada Berg.
I got into that with a dude at work the other day. Song I wrote 6 freaking years before Jimmy Buff was ever even on the map.
Such a great movie.
It is an underrated movie. Not a lot of people have seen that.
We had a game like this in my country. We called it Circle Eater.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
So we are we get some mutiny going on here, don't we?
Yeah, just a little bit.
So we've got everyone survived so far, but well, we're out of shit.
Yeah.
Like we're out here on the edge of the solar system and we got no way to make it back alive.
Yeah. Out of ammo, out of fuel.
And so we're gonna find, I guess, see if any of these ships that just got blown to shit by the UN if there's anything valuable anywhere that we can utilize.
Yeah. Now it's time to pick over the battleground like a scavenger. So good.
Well, I mean, they started this whole thing as scavengers, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Or ice miners or whatever. And so they're going through the ship, taking everything in. There's a lot. What did you think about the relationship between Amos and Prax at this point?
Yeah, Amos is, I don't know. I guess Prax was watching the old footage of the proto-molecule, like, sales reel and was like, I had to tell myself it was May out there so that I would stop thinking about it, but who could do this to somebody else? And then Amos kind of piped in with a good Amos line. It was like, you and I had vastly different childhoods. And I think Amos has definitely seen pretty much the worst humanity has to offer.
Well, for me, the thing that really sticks out is while they're like shuffling through things, we're seeing very, very specifically the change in Prax.
Right.
Well, there's still some humanity like in there
but he's definitely starting to harden up a little bit.
Yeah, like he's walking through there, like kicking bodies out of the way.
Yeah.
And like, whatever, nothing useful here. Pfft.
Yeah.
Just wipe that dead body off the shit that you want, kick it out of the way. And so while they're on the ship, what reason I asked that was because I feel like you see in Amos that there's a growing desire to, like, he clearly cares for Prax a lot, but he doesn't want Prax to become him.
Right.
And like he's starting to see more of him in Prax, and I think it's starting to scare him.
Yeah, he doesn't want another soulless person walking around just kind of doing what they have to do to get the job done type of guy.
Yeah. And to me, like, unless you really spend the time on this show, like, I feel like stuff like that you can miss. Is that there's these little relationships that are kind of get lost at how grand the scale is. Because, I mean, remember, we're in an intergalactic space opera at this point.
Right.
And if you don't take the time to pay attention to, like, the little people participating in it, on the periphery even, it's kind of difficult to really see what's going on for real.
Yeah.
Which is why I think like Anna's character and Amos's character, especially in this season, like they're so important to kind of ground us in humanity.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, having said that, while they're on the ship, the important thing is that they find 3 survivors.
Yes. While picking through the ruins of this Martian ship, Holden's got his hand on one of the walls and he thinks he hears or feels something move.
Clankety clank.
Yeah. So he's getting some good old Morse code SOS. And they set up an emergency airlock and they find 3 almost dead Marines, Martians inside. And it's kind of funny because the Martians think that it's a Martian ship coming to help them because of the uniforms, I guess, that Holden has squirreled away from a couple of missions past. And so they just don't tell them that they're not Martians because they just kind of need them to get on board so they can help them and everything.
Well, I mean, these people are almost dead.
Right.
So, like, it's easy enough to, hey, you see uniforms and Mars always helps their own, right? Mars isn't going to leave them to die.
Yeah.
So it's just easy. It fits with their worldview to just go with it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they go put them in med bay and they start healing.
Yeah, now they're starting to put 2 and 2 together.
Yes. And they realize, oh, shit, we're on a stolen Martian warship. And this needs to be Mars's again.
Yeah.
So no good deed goes unpunished, am I right?
Yeah. As Alex said while he was being held hostage by one of them, he was like, I'm starting to feel a little bit of ingratitude from these 3.
Yeah. And they're the 3 most unlikable fucking people ever.
Yeah. As Christian says, they're idiots.
So ultimately what ends up happening is that their mutiny is foiled by Bobby.
Yes.
Another Martian. That's the thing, like they keep seeing all these Martians, they're in there. I think the moral of season 3 is that you're going to start seeing like the sides are really, really not going to mean anything when all this is over. Like, because every scene is designed to put people with the old mentality.
Right. It's a little bit of a blurring of the lines.
Yeah. Like you get on here, all of a sudden there's fucking UN people, there's Martian soldiers, there's Belters, and everybody's kind of commingling.
Right.
And nobody, you'll get the feeling as it progresses that nobody wants this. Like they're going, the universe is dragging them into being together, kicking and screaming.
Yeah. It's like they don't want to be working together, but here they are.
Yeah. But right now, these 3 people are like, fuck you, you're not Martians, and you're a traitor to Mars, and we're fucking taking our ship, and y'all gonna do it? And then Bobby's like, nah, bitch, I'm Bobby Draper. I'm gonna kill all y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah, one of them recognizes, like, no, that's Marine recon armor. She could make you eat that pistol if she wanted to.
Yeah. Like, the one sensible guy.
Yeah.
And the worst part about it is this badass is like all the ass beating that Bobby doles out in the scene is.
Yeah, she just had to be there.
The scene is stolen by Amos.
Right.
Walking in going,
did I miss it?
Did I miss it?
Is it over?
I thought I was going to kill some people.
Yeah.
How dare you? Ultimately, Bobby does convince him, this is a really bad idea. You don't want to do it.
Right.
And they kind of willingly stop fighting, I guess.
Yeah, especially after the appearance of Christian, because then they're like, what kind of ship is this? Because, you're the former UN defense minister or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine, like, you're fighting a war and all of a sudden you're just in this place where everyone's just kind of commingling. I mean, it's got to be disorienting.
Right.
But ultimately, what is decided is that like Holden's like, look, your liability just fucking being here. You're trying to mutiny us. So we will do what we can to fix your ship. It looks flyable. We will allow you to get back to your people.
Yeah.
And so they managed to pull aside the one guy who warned the girl she could make you eat that gun if she wanted to.
Right.
Manages to say, hey, look, here's what's going on. We have this information that links Aaron Wright of the UN to bombing your people. Please take this to whoever it is. I need you to give it to the commander of the Mars Navy right now, and now you need to have them give it to what's his name over there on the UN ship.
Right, so that he can get it to Anna. There's a lot of game of telephone thing going on here.
It's a whole big thing that's going on, and the whole like. None of this seems like possible. Like you're like, how is there as much distrust as there is between everybody going on right now? How the hell are we going to manage to get this one video without completely getting ourselves killed and getting it out to Earth?
Yeah,
a million, must be billions of miles away at this point.
Yeah,
and that's what ends up happening. So. Back on Io.
Yes.
Dr. Strickland.
Yes. The Dr. Strickland. The little boy Katoa is starting to feel a little bit funny.
Blue as fuck.
Yeah. He's got the proto-molecule all up in his face now. It's not just in his arm. But it seems as if Katoa is talking to the proto-molecule and not really talking to Dr. Strickland. So at one point he says, well, I feel dizzy. And he goes, well, we're going to create some new pathways to correct this. But it didn't really seem like he was talking to Dr. Strickland when he said that, which I found was interesting.
So the thing is that you can see Mao is not happy with things. And he has some humanity clearly.
Right.
Because he keeps waffling back and forth. Like he told Strickland to end everything. And Strickland's dragging his feet. And now he's kind of getting a little more furious with it. But now that if the boy has some way to communicate with the mothership, well, if we can find a way to utilize that,
right,
we can blow this whole thing wide open. So as much as Mao might have something worthwhile in him as a person, he's the guy who will chase down forever, like what he's trying to find, as long as there's a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, and
that glimmer can be different. Has to be bigger than perhaps it has to be for other people. But when he sees it, he's rabid and he's willing to do this to children.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that's you kind of left out is where we're building pathways.
Yeah.
Is that they pan out in the shot and you see that he is much like the Arbogast, I believe it was.
Yeah. Yeah. He has completely disassembled the nurse.
Yeah. And he's having, because he's not quite fully proto-molecule, he's still human, he's having difficulty reassembling her.
Right.
Is the idea.
Yeah. And he's got like guts in one area, like her skull in another. He was like messing with her fingers at one point.
Yeah, he's got her finger bones and he's like trying to do, how did he even, well, this is a little boy.
Right.
Like, how did he do this? It's a pretty dark dark scene.
Yeah, it's pretty gruesome.
So, yeah, just a lot of intense shit happening. People waffling, people kind of changing sides. You're never quite sure where things are going. But, I mean, it feels like we're bearing down on something, though, right?
Yeah.
So, anything else that we missed in there? Or anything else we need to cover?
Just the recipe to red kibble, whatever that is.
Hot and spicy.
Alex seemed to like it. He was like, spicy. It's a little gross, but it's spicy.
Well, and that's one of those things like where things first start going sideways with the guys is that he's trying to be nice. He's like, Naomi taught me, give me a recipe for this. For our family's red kibble. It's hot and spicy. It's it grows on you. It's not bad. Yeah. It's interesting. And they're like, dump the shit out, and that's when they attack Alex.
Right.
They've decided this is their move. Like, we've got him lulled into a false sense of security. Let's handle our shit.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing, even there, like, even down to like the food. I'm not sure if they were overtly trying to just go, point out, well, this is like how racism fucking works. I mean, but I mean, it's definitely the same idea. It's like these people that carry with them these old ideas, these old grudges, these old ideologies that are akin to nothing. They hate the food because it's just fucking belter food. And there's no reason to hate it.
Yeah.
Clearly, Alex learned to like it. It's just the bullshit of how people feel about other people arbitrarily.
Yeah. Based on nothing that what other people have told you to hate. It's kind of a gross concept. It's like you only think that way because everybody in your life has said that and you haven't actually learned it for yourself. And even at the point where they're eating the red kibble, the one Martian kid goes, ugh, belter food.
Yeah. So this episode, directed by Thor Freudenthal.
Yep.
And written by Robin Veith. Came out May 2nd, 2018. Actually had a slight bump up because it was 5.5 on the last episode, and now we're up to a 0.59.
Yep.
So up just a little bit. It's waffling, but you feel like people are starting to find out about it, but not sure what's going on.
Yeah. There's probably like a dedicated crew of people that tuned in every week for the program when it was live. And then
I really want to know what their numbers are on Amazon for this.
Yeah, if they only disseminated that information.
They do not.
Yeah. Netflix is another one that keeps all that stuff as a closely guarded secret too.
I guess.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, this one, there was seemed like a transition episode, like we're going to cross off some story arcs that are going on and probably getting in preparation for what's about to happen in the second half of the season, I'd imagine.
This season is definitely divided into two halves.
Yeah, that's what it seems like so far. It's like the first part of the season is we're going to wrap some stuff up, and then in the second half, we're going to finish everything off.
Oh, my God. I can't. We're two episodes left in this first half.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
There's so many things I'm waiting for Eric to see in this season now. It's like, you don't even know. I'm excited on the second time around almost as much as I was the first time.
Yeah, you're probably catching some stuff that you missed the first time, I'd imagine.
Oh, dude, I mean, it's insane the amount of stuff you catch in a second watch through the show because it's just, you really start to notice, for me, those relationships, those little comments between people. Anyways, folks, this is episode number 4 of season 3 of The Expanse. This is our episode number 27. And I'd like to thank you for listening. If you want to, did they want to listen? That's what I was stopping for. I was trying to put an awkward pregnant pause in there.
Achievement unlocked. Pregnant pause was successful.
Nice. But yeah, folks, we're glad you're listening. It doesn't matter where you're listening, if you're on Eric's stream or my stream, but we're glad to have you.
Yep.
So take it easy.
Yep. Say bye, Rosie. I guess that's all we're going to get. See you later.